Welcome to Faith Talk. You know where we just keep it real. We talk about just our life experiences through God, and we talk about the sports, marriage, and just life in general. So, um, welcome once again. Hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. This is episode 2. We're gonna go ahead and crank it up this evening. So, Andre, how you feeling, brother?
I'm good, bro. I just wanted to say that really sounded like a church announcement. I just want to get that out there. The boy said, welcome. For anytime you say welcome 3 times, that's the Baptist church. Welcome. You guys are welcome.
Welcome to the gladiation.
Now we're gonna pray for the sick and the shut in.
Hey man, but look, man, just to kind of recap, man, episode 1, man, we finally dropped it today. It's doing pretty well, man. I know we did it on the we dropped it on the YouTube. We dropped it on Instagram. Yep. We also dropped it on we dropped a snippet on TikTok. Yep. and Facebook, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's only been out like an hour and a half or something like that, but it's
right.
Good.
So as you all know, it's just Cam. That's my boy
Dre.
Yep. Dre. So we're just gonna keep it rolling, man. And I think the first episode did pretty well. I think we were pretty generic in what we wanted to do. So
plus we new to this thing. We new to this. Like we said, we're gonna try to get better every episode. So
it's gonna get better. It's definitely gonna get better.
Y'all should have seen the preparation for us to do episode 2. Just for this episode to look like this.
Right. And then we was like, okay, 9:00. Hey man. We said 9:00.
No,
then 9:30.
No, it was 8. It was 8.
Yeah, 8:00. Then he was like, hey man, what time? I said, well, I think we said 9:00. So 9:00. Then went from 9:00 to 9:30. Then from 9:30 to 9:45. Then from 9:45 to 10:00. Then from 10:00 to 11:00. Now it's currently 11:34 p.m. right now. But we're gonna make it work.
Yep,
so, man, you had a question earlier.
Man, so I like to just start off lighthearted before we get too deep. Just throw out some questions. We'll see a lot of things on Facebook, TikTok. Pictures that'll show 4 things that say 1 gotta go and stuff like that. So, but I was thinking this episode, the question is, it's really important. What's the best toilet tissue on the market out there? That's what I want to know. What do you think?
What's the best toilet tissue?
The best toilet tissue on the market, bro. Now I tried them all. Bro. I can tell you which one's the worst.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go.
Single ply Scott, bro. That joint.
Nah, see, I disagree. Because
Scott, I can't do it.
Nah, you said that's the worst.
That's probably the worst, bro.
Nah,
actually, the one that people think is the best. I'm gonna tell you, I think that's the worst.
I'm gonna say Charmin the worst.
Yep, Charmin trash, bro. I got Charmin right now, bro. I was like, bro, if I wanted to wipe my behind with a rag, I would just use a rag, bro, because that junk. You might as well use paper towels.
Then don't have kids. We all got kids for the most part. You got kids, they just gonna stuff it in the toilet. So now the toilet overflowing. Now for me,
if you buy a Charmin, just take rags and put it in the toilet and just stop your toilet up.
I'm talking, bro. You can only wrap it like twice. Because if you one of those that like wrap, and then
your toilet's a wrap.
Well, your toilet is gonna be rough.
Yeah,
your pipes, all that's gonna be rough.
Everything rough. Boy, we decided to try it. It was like, let's try some Charmin because it's supposed to be like the best, bro.
Man, what I'm gonna say the best. You said it was the worst, but Scott's, man, and I'm gonna say because of price, and then another thing because even though it's thin, it's not as tough. It's not as bad as Charmin because Charmin, like they want to be like double soft or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But that Scott, man, I gotta go with Scott, man. That's the Scott for me. It's gonna be where it's at.
Bro, have you ever tried Cottonelle? The Cottonelle.
That's kind of Charmin-ish, but Scott
right in the middle, bro. It's It's right there, bro. It's right there. It's like it's soft, and it's like a little double ply joint, you know. And they got the jumbo rolls, but it's just perfect. I like Angel Soft too. I ain't, you know, it's straight. Angel Soft pretty good. They don't like Angel Soft. She's like, I can't stand that tissue. Angel Soft pretty good too though.
Yeah.
But that Cottonelle got the little lavender joint in there. It got a little difference. I like Cottonelle. But Charmin.
So for you it's Cottonelle,
Angel Soft.
What's two? Angel Soft.
Then probably Scott, and then single ply work tissue. Like, you know how you go to work, the public bathrooms, that single ply that you can blow through it.
Yeah. Now that's paper. That's
the cycle. And then you got then Charmin's got D at the bottom, bro.
The bottom, huh?
I had a bad experience with Charmin, bro. I ain't even gonna get on it on here. I'm just bad experiences with Charmin, bro. I still got some left over because, you know, you ain't gonna waste it. But now, if you spilled some Kool-Aid on the floor and you want to wipe it up, Charmin is your go-to. Because
I got you.
That's on thick like Bounty, like paper towel. That just ain't what I'm looking for when I'm trying to wipe.
Yeah. So what was you know we're gonna do the little ranking things that we do. Last time you were what, a 9?
Yeah. No. So, I said I was a 12. You talking about where I'm at in life?
Yeah. So you still currently at a 12, or did something change?
I think I went down because there's a lot of husband things I need to improve on. So I think I got a little zealous last time. So I'm gonna be about a 9.
So you were beating your chest.
Oh man, wow, puffing it up.
I'm a 12. I'm a 12.
I'm a 12 out of 10. Shoot, wow.
I'm a 12. So that was kind of like a wake up call for you. You kind of had to look in the mirror on certain things.
Just stuff started happening during the week, and then some things I got to get better at with arguments, stuff like that. How to handle certain things, how to help clean up around the house, stuff like that.
Yeah,
because I can't.
Somebody listening right now. Yeah, you. Yeah,
I'm trying to
y'all don't never listen to us.
Look, I can't use work as an excuse no more because I don't leave the house to work no more.
Nah, you can't, buddy. You can't, buddy.
Every time to clean, I'll be like, hey, I need to go check the mail.
You can't. Hey, I'm tired for work. I don't work 12 hours.
Nope. Looking for something extra to do. I need to get out of here, bro. I don't like doing that housework stuff. But honestly, I'd rather. There's certain things I'd rather clean. You know what I'm saying? For me, I don't like folding clothes. I don't like washing clothes. But I'd rather clean the bathroom.
Yeah.
And wash dishes. Those are my things. I like to do that.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to fold no clothes. I hate folding clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I like to do. Those are a couple things I like to do. And folding clothes, anything to do with clothes, not one. I'm the type of person that will throw away all the socks and buy new ones just so I ain't gotta find them because I don't.
Really?
I hate socks. I hate trying to find socks. The kids be like, I can't find my socks. I'll be like, man, let's go to the store. Because socks, it's something about socks, bro. The dryer eats them. I don't know. They just go missing. They just go missing. So
now that you had to evaluate yourself and you admitted to, you know, having to pretty much get better with doing those husband things, right?
Yeah.
So have you started working towards getting those things better?
No.
Why? Why? Like you literally just admitted that I need to work on some things.
Oh yeah.
See?
I have though. I have
look, man, you better not do that.
No, the last 2 days. I've been helping cleaning up. So I've been helping more cleaning up. You know, I still got a lot of work I got to do. But I'll be like, all right, I'm just gonna take the time out and get it done.
Yeah. So you remember yesterday? You remember last time? I was about to say yesterday, but you remember last podcast episode when I gave my rankings? I think I said 8ish, 9ish,
Yeah.
almost.
You said 8.
Yeah. So, and the reason why I did that is because I wanted to leave room for improvement. So, I want to I'm gonna keep my rankings probably not necessarily at an 8ish, but maybe a 7.5ish. Now,
Okay.
I wanted, and I say that because of the same things, like granted we have everyday life, and me personally, I am physically getting up to go. I mean, you are too.
Yeah.
But
Just not every
to
day.
a certain extent, yeah, because you make your own hours and whatnot, and whatever the case may be. So right now, I'm still working and working a 9 to 5, if you may call it that. But and like you said, we can't continue using work as an excuse. Like when we come home, we have to be able to shut that off and adjust and still understand that we have a family to come home to, that we have to make sure that we're taken care of, because our wives have needs, right?
Yeah.
And I have daughters, so you have boys, but our daughter, each daughter has a need. Each daughter has a different type of attitude. They receive messages different, and one of the things that I would say that brought me down to a 7.5ish is the communication on those levels, whether it be with my wife and to my kids. I would say that certain things as far as communicating, a lot of times we as men have to get better at communicating, because even though it's both ways, it's both sides, but sometimes we'll get a little prideful, which shouldn't be in us at all, because pride comes before the fall. So we want to make sure that we're not having pride in it or in anything that we do, and be more understanding to each person's needs. Like you were just saying, one of the things that you had to get better with was just your wife was just asking for small things, like helping her keep the house clean, helping her with different tasks in the house and stuff. And that seems small to us, but it's big to them. So we have to make sure that we take their hearts into consideration when they're asking for things from us, not necessarily saying, well, I provided, I've done this, I paid the bills.
Thing we go to.
What? Yeah. What else do you need?
That's the first
and she's
weapon
sitting
that
there,
we pull out, boy.
and she's sitting there telling you what else she needs. So I would say us being able to communicate and listen more, and me personally on my level, for me, being able to communicate better and listen more, and understanding that they have needs as well, which I already know that, but that's something I would want to get better at too, as a husband. And so that's where I'm at. I mean, we're still blessed. God is still doing works in our lives, and He's still moving in our lives also. So,
but it's those little things that one of our pastors, mentors, told me too. It's the small things that the enemy uses. It ain't the big things. It's the small things. He gets a little foothold in. It's like a little crack, and then he tries to bust that thing wide open. And so it's the small things that we got to fix up. So we can't keep going down every week. So next week we got to be like,
we gotta be better, and that's why we rank,
or at least be a different issue.
Right. And that's why we rank ourselves. Let's get kind of hold ourselves accountable on that end. For certain things. So, and nobody's gonna have a perfect number every time. Not each one of us is gonna have a perfect number every time. The number is gonna be better. Sometimes the number is gonna be lower, and hey. It have life. That's what life's for. But we have to understand that when we do that, when we do rank ourselves, we're going to push for better. We're not going to stay stagnant or go or keep going down. Like if I come back next week and say, man, I went down to a 5. You see what I'm saying? Danger zone. So
below 5 is intervention time. You know what I mean?
Right, man. Hey, man, we need to talk.
Bro,
so we want to make sure that we continue progressing in our marriages. That's one of the things with marriages. We have to make sure that we have that communication going between one another. And if your significant other is telling you, hey, look, this is what's going on. This is how I'm feeling. You have to listen to them. You have to be more understanding to what they're saying, and vice versa. If we're saying something, they have to listen to us and be more understanding of what we're saying too. So that's how I see it.
I I guess I wanted to talk about addressing my experience that we just had this Friday. And a lot of people know. Me and my wife got invited to album release party. So we've been to a couple of these before, but never on that. Never this. There was not with the amount of talent in the room or whatever. So it was a crazy experience. So we got invited to go to Tamela Mann album release party awesome. For her album that comes out next week. So we listened to the entire album. And the cool thing about these kinds of events and parties is that you get to hear from the artists for each and every song what they were thinking, what was going on, why they wrote what they wrote, why they chose to sing this, why they chose the producers, who was the producers, what was going on. Like you get the whole backstory. And to be in the room with all those people and meeting people like them, like I've kind of met them a couple of times, so I know more about them. But being able to shake Kirk Franklin's hand and talk to him, somebody I watched on TV, for years as a kid, and to have his wife recognize my wife. She remembers who she was. She's seen her before, so that was pretty cool. But since we've been in Texas, because of what my wife does, we met a lot of I guess you would call celebrities or people that we not idolize, but we looked up to. So like we met the Truth, the Hamiltons, a bunch of different people. And then when you meet the people and you see them, you're like, they just regular folks. You know what I mean? Like
they just like me.
They just regular people with extraordinary gifts.
Right.
That's literally all it is. And a lot of times with a lot more money than most people. So, but that was a cool experience. And then you leave there inspired. And the album is going to be fire. It's good.
It's going to be lit.
She's going to hit you with some stuff that you ain't expected. Because when she started playing some of the songs, I was like, whoa. Okay.
She knows she can sing, boy.
Yes.
She can sing, boy.
They even got a special, Kirk Franklin, man, they got a special song. I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but yeah, it's
cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
The album hadn't been released yet, so we're gonna keep that to ourselves. So
I will say there's a song Wyclef Jean on there. There's a song that Wyclef Jean did he produced. So there's a cool story behind that. But yeah, once it comes out, I guess I'll talk more about it then.
Yeah. Now we got the music analysts and the way they feel about certain types of music and stuff. So I how that goes. But I understand it. I understand it too, because in light of what's been going on, especially with Kirk Franklin, I know that a lot's been going on with that too. And I don't know if you've been following him ever since a lot of the stuff that's been going on with him. Have you been keeping up to date with that?
Kind of here and there, but not on with that incident in particular. Yeah. But
so we were just talking before everything came back to life, before we got live, and you were talking about the Rock's new movie, right?
Right. Yeah.
How many rotten potatoes did he have?
The percentage was 94%, bro. And he said he was like, wow, this is the highest. It's the highest Rotten Tomatoes he's ever gotten any movie. Like Jumanji was like 87%, like some of his other movies, but this is the highest. And I can't really speak on it because I haven't seen it, but I just from the previews, I was like, I ain't want to watch that. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, that's lame. But like the percentage that Space Jam got, like, what did Space Jam get on Rotten Tomatoes?
I was just like 39.
I thought it was
36 or 39. Yeah, 36, maybe.
Okay. Oh, okay. He was talking about audience score. Okay, so he was talking about audience score. So Space Jam: New Legacy tomato meter was 27%. So the critics didn't like it, but the audience is at 80%. That's what it is.
They like it.
The audience likes it more than what the critics. So the critics are here, they're like, the acting's terrible, 93%, Jungle Cruise, 93% audience score, 63% Tomato meter. So but Rotten Tomatoes is pretty tough. So that's 63% is not bad. But the audience, like moviegoers, love it. So it makes me want to. That
matters then,
bro. It makes me want to have to watch it now because it's supposedly that much better than Space Jam 2. I gotta check it out. And see what we talking about. It just looked corny, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It just looked corny. Like I see The Rock and they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll go check it out and see, how good it may be. So we'll go from there on that. I can't really comment on it because I haven't looked at it yet. So I keep my reservations. So just to kind of switch gears, speaking of that, right? Mm-hmm. Now we got to talk about the NBA and free agency. We'll get to NFL in the moment. NFL is still in the offseason right now. They made some moves, but it's really not really much to really talk about right now. But shifting gears to the NBA. When we were talking on the last show, we were talking about Giannis and how he won the championship and all these kind of things and what he did for that team, for the Bucks. Mm-hmm. And then we were talking about the Lakers and we were talking about certain things with them. They got Russell Westbrook. Now,
who's one of my favorite players for a long time, bro.
So now, but when I ask you this question, I want you to be transparent though. Because I know he one of your favorite players. So
I know what you gotta kind of.
How do you think he fits with the Lakers?
The fact that they said that LeBron and AD had this meeting with him and said that they're gonna play more of the traditional big man roles, center, power forward, small forward roles. Yeah. I think that if LeBron actually does that, because he said that a couple times in his career he would do that. But if he actually does that, which I think will be good for him later on, this later stage of his career, if they do that, then that opens the floor. It leaves more room for Russell Westbrook to run things, and be explosive and speedy. But he's going to push the pace, so LeBron won't be able to slow down the pace and bully and play as much bully ball. But at the same time, Westbrook can adapt to that too. He can slow it down, But they have a lot of versatility because they have two of the most athletic players in the NBA on the same team right now. Three of them. But LeBron and Westbrook in particular.
But see, here's my thing.
My problem is the shooting. The shooting.
There you go. That's my thing.
In a shooting league, we got worse at shooting.
So we got Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. We traded away. The Lakers traded away Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and
KCP.
Who else did they? And Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in that trade, along with the 22nd overall draft pick.
But when you think about it.
Hold on. Kuzma had his opportunity, right? Yeah. We gave Kuzma 3 years. The Lakers gave Kuzma 3 years to kind of perform. Well, before Bron got there, Kuzma was like one of the top one of the sleepers in the league because he was people forget that Kuzma was scoring that rock. Yeah. Kuzma was playing some good basketball. Then when Bron got there, it changed it to championship now. Championship mentality. They call it winning basketball kind of thing. And Kuzma just couldn't click with that winning basketball mentality. Even though they won a championship, Kuzma still he still was kind of playing like, I want to say reckless, but
you know what it is? It's because Kuzma, I think he's a rhythm player. And when you play with LeBron, it's not going to be good for you to be a rhythm player because he's going to dominate the ball and knock you out of your rhythm. But when he needs you to show up, you got to be there.
But he's not. He's not going to be there.
He can't be there because he ain't been in rhythm. Like he hasn't had a chance to get the touches he needs to get in rhythm because they got to get to the free throw line, see the ball going in, get some jump shots, stuff like that, and get in rhythm because he's that type of player that will catch fire, like Jason Tatum or somebody like that. Once they catch fire, it's hard to stop them. But if you can keep them from catching fire, you can pretty much eliminate them. You know, like they just start missing a whole bunch of shots. You know what I mean? Like I think it's because Kuzma's a rhythm player, and that kind of happens with LeBron. Like you have to be able. That's why veteran players do better with LeBron, because it's like they've been in the league so long. They're here for the big moments and stuff like that, and they'll knock down shots at big times. And that's the kind of players.
Yeah,
that's the kind of players they're looking for. The players they're looking at is older players who can knock down shots whenever they need them. They can run the floor and play their part and just knock down big shots when they need them.
But see, here's my thing. He had his opportunity, and so
it just didn't pan out.
Yeah, it just didn't pan out. Now, I felt like Montrezl Harrell was a great spark when the season first started and he was playing, and then they kind of moved him off and started Marc Gasol instead of Montrezl. They kind of went away from Montrezl, but I really felt like Montrezl was that energy guy, that energy spark type guy off the, whether he was starting or off the bench or whatever the case may be. He really, 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 really gave them a lot as far as a spark from that.
But now they got Russ.
But they didn't use. But hold on, I get what you're saying. I'm not gonna let them get off that easy.
Get away with it. Now they
went away from
Montrezl.
They went away from Montrezl. Montrezl was doing real good for them. So I don't know why they let him traded him, but I understand it. But at the same time, I feel like he wasn't utilized like he was supposed to. Yeah. Now moving on to KCP. KCP, he was too streaky. His defense was great. Mm-hmm. At times his perimeter. Let's get it correct. His perimeter defense was great for the Lakers.
But it's like he can't do both. Like he can't do. It's like if he expends all,
he give it all. He give it.
His shots are gonna fall short, and he's gonna struggle on the offensive end.
Yeah, he gave it his all on defense, and his offense was kind of lacking because of that too at times. But he wasn't consistent enough. He made some big shots in the playoffs, those 2020 playoffs though.
Yeah.
But all right, so then we traded those three, and then a draft pick for Russell Westbrook. Me personally, I feel like Westbrook's gonna be big for the Lakers. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be big for the Lakers because, like you said, he's gonna push that tempo, and he's gonna be a guy that's not gonna really, I don't want to say back down from LeBron, but he's really going. He's a guy that's going to stay with that mentality that, hey, I can do this too. I can score too. And a lot of people are going to try to put that against Westbrook. That's saying that's going to be the friction that's going to start things with those two, but it's not. My whole
Westbrook can
my whole thing was every time the Lakers would get this player, whoever comes on, like Wesley Matthews. When Wesley Matthews would play for the Bucks, he was one of the best shooters from that corner, playing for the Bucks. But when he came to the Lakers, all that changed. It's something about those bright lights playing with LeBron, and they kind of struggle with the player. Then they're in LA, and the player kind of shrinks, so to speak. And just adjusting from sports, kind of, we've been talking about it for a while. Me personally, as far as when we were talking about our rankings earlier, and with family, which one? I just want to ask this: which one of your kids are the funniest to you?
The baby.
And you can't say all three. You got to pick one. The baby.
The baby.
Why is the baby? Why is the baby so funny?
Because my oldest is real serious. He's really into like anime, Japan animation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The middle one is like silly, so I don't know how. He doesn't really do his full self around us that much.
Yeah.
The baby, he just says stuff that shouldn't be coming out of his mouth at his age. That's what's funny to me. We be looking at each other like, it don't seem like he's old enough to comprehend that.
He do.
He said that, John. He just said it. Like, Dad, just to tell you. And then if he says that, it's going to be something funny. It's gonna be wow. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna have to go the same thing. I would say out of my girls, the youngest is probably the funniest, and I would say the middle one.
She's witty.
Yeah, the middle one is just as goofy, but the youngest is definitely funny.
They all our kids.
Yeah.
They match. They all like.
Yeah. Then the oldest try to be so serious all the time, like she too cool for school kind of thing.
Yeah. They just alike because my son, I be like, hey, I tell him to go to bed. The oldest, get in the bed, go to sleep.
Yeah,
turn the light off.
Yeah,
I noticed.
I don't even have to say I don't have to go to bed with my oldest. She already in the bed at 6 o'clock.
She had like a little water bottle. She's like drinking her water, and she's like, 8:30, you going to bed? Summertime, she going to bed? She's like, bro, she go to bed. She's like, get her sleep. I was like,
and be up bright and early.
I was like,
so
that's crazy.
My youngest do be saying stuff like that too, like some crazy joke like earlier today when my wife just got home. She gonna say, "Daddy, you had a PL. You was a baby." I was like, where that come from?
Did she sign me up?
Then you be trying to look serious.
I heard to get y'all to get one of y'all while she was here.
Then I be trying to look serious. You know, you be trying to look serious. You be riding in the car and you hear one of them say something funny. You be like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. That is funny. Now mine are a little older than yours, so I'm shifting gear because I'm probably gonna have a driver soon. Already kind of doing he has a learner, so we've been kind of doing some things here and there driving. For the most part, we only been driving to church.
That's how I started driving.
Yeah, church is like, it's not around the corner, but it's like it's where we have to go. It's a good little drive to go. It's like a good 10-minute safe drive to take from the house to church,
bro.
When
I started learning how to drive, my mom had me drive. They had me drive to church, 30-minute drive, and then she had me drive to Columbus, bro.
Oh my! When you first started driving? On my learners, they had me drive to Columbus, bro. Oh my god!
Bro. You know them hills, bro. Them wide. Oh my god! Like going on them. I was like, man, I was so scared.
And then them bridges, man. Them bridges. I be clenching driving on them things.
Yeah,
I do it now, and I'm older. So today we finally decided to take a little longer drive on like in the Dawson Road, Westover area-ish. And man, we get to like this little light. It was a red light. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. When you hit a red light to turn, do you stop completely, look, and then turn, or do you ease on out and turn?
You want to know what you're supposed to do or what I do?
Tell me what you're supposed to do. I know what we do as older drivers.
You're supposed to stop. Look. Make that right turn. But, what we do, we pull up to the red, we go on and look and see if we gonna do it. Just go on and pull that thing out.
Was it? So and then that she did that, and I was trying to explain to her. Well, mama do. Your mom been driving for years.
The difference.
When you see a red light, you stop, look, nobody's coming, then you go out the turn with your turn.
So I don't want to hear about what your mama do.
Yeah.
You start paying your own car bill. You do what you want. Yeah. In my car, you're gonna stop. How about that?
Man, we got to be safe.
Look, I want you coming home. That driving stuff dangerous, bro. Like,
man,
all the rules.
It's been so many accidents, man. Here, I know you in a bigger city than I am. It's been so many accidents, so many different drivers. Some of the drivers are young drivers, and some of them are driving. Some of them are reckless drivers.
Yeah.
Not paying attention. Some of them are going to sleep at the wheel,
texting.
So, y'all definitely gotta do y'all due diligence and make sure that y'all driving safe out there. So
yeah,
but man, it's been a great show, man. We opened it up talking about what's the best tissue to family, marriage, how we're gonna start doing things better, right? So next episode, we're gonna be ranked higher, right?
We up there. Hey, I had one more thing. So I'm coming up on 15 years being married. and you at what 12?
12.
12. Yeah. So that's really good compared to today's statistic, and the divorce rate is at 50% in the church, not in the world, in the church. So
Yep.
what are some of the things that you think that you do or y'all do to help contribute to be able to stay in this thing for the long haul?
Okay, so the biggest thing, remember what I talked about earlier, was basically communicating with one another. I know when me and my wife, when we first, because you got to understand, I got married young. I got married at 19. So ain't nobody talking, ain't nobody
19.
really right, ain't nobody really understanding nothing about communication at that age. I mean, it's either I'm gonna do what I want and move on, or we ain't doing nothing, none at all kind of thing, or constant arguments. We call them disagreements now. We older now. And anybody finna argue, we may disagree, but it won't do no good us yelling back and forth for one another. Or now that we're older. But for the main thing I would say, because when me and my wife first got together, like I said, we were young, and we communication was hard. We didn't know how to communicate our feelings to one another in a light that would make it easier for us to understand where each other are coming from, right? So that was one of the main things I got better at, which I'm still I would say working on now. And I want to say working on now, I would say achieving to continue to keep better or to get better at. And that was one of the main things. And also, those very things that you did to get them, you can't stop doing that. Like you don't necessarily have to, go on a date every day, but have a date night or have a time where y'all go out and enjoy one another. Because when you get older in marriage and then you have kids, sometimes your kids can consume your life. You're so focused on getting them in school, making sure they get their supplies, making sure that they're taken care of. You kind of lose sight of each other. But you have to take the time out for one another. We make sure that we continue taking time out for each other, even if it's just us planning a family trip, which we just came off of, which was great for us. Having that family trip, man. We enjoyed you guys. We enjoyed everybody that we came down and see. We had a great time. So we have to continue doing those things. We continue doing those things, making sure that we're taking time out for each other. Communication, like I said, having those dates, not necessarily having them every day or every night or something like that, but just say, hey, look, let's go here, or let's do this, or talking. A lot of times, my wife do this a lot right here. Sometimes she be, be texting. In this day and age, we don't do this no more. Or we get on the phone and I'm sorry, my phone is not in my case, y'all. So because it's right there recording. What he doing with a case back? But anyway, so communicating, because text messages can be misperceived. Like if you texting something and you saying okay, and somebody literally just poured their heart out in the whole message, then you turn around and say okay, right?
Your mind automatically go to negative,
right? But
that's all
that person,
say.
Right? But that person simply saying okay, I understand what you're saying. I mean, I didn't say okay, I understand but saying okay, I got you. I see what you're getting at. So just talking, conversating, laughing, enjoying one another. It's okay. It's okay to make jokes. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to have a great time on one another. So I would say we just continue doing those things to kind of stay fresh with one another. They stay fresh with things, and just having a good time. Not forgetting that we are married. Because like I said, we can't get consumed in the outside life and what's going on outside, as far as like I said, about the kids and the house and the yard and the car and all this other kind of stuff. So that for me, that's what I would say. Helped us out along the way. Communication being a big thing, and taking the time out for each other. Because like I said, we can get lost in life, lost in work, lost in the kids and stuff like that. So that's what helped us out.
But just having that mindset, like when we were married at 19, I was 19, she had just turned 18 3 days later prior. Getting married at that, putting in your mind that the divorce is never an option, that we're gonna work through this thing no matter what, however this goes. If you can keep that, that'll take you a long way. And just continuously growing and learning how you can do better. Like you saying about the ranking systems. If everybody just ranks themselves and just tries to improve, improve yourself. I improve myself with the word of God, and I just go based off those principles. Yeah, and those things have been working for me for 15 years. They've been working. Yeah, for me, I can't go wrong with the principle, with biblical principles. If we stay with that, it's like we stay on track. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's how I was able to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Now, but I'm gonna go back to when I was talking about our marriage and stuff. My pastor taught me one thing, because at first we played it. We knew of God, but we played around with it. And I want to say that word can be taken out of context. But I would say at 15, when you say that you got saved at 15, okay, when you got saved at 15, that you continue living that life for God, that you continue on that track, on that course to do things of God? Or did you just do it because your mama said go down there to the altar and get saved? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I mean is, okay, did you go down there and say, okay, all right, I'm gonna dedicate my life, but not necessarily dedicating your life, if that makes sense? Like you did it, but you didn't live the life of God, live the life for God. You continue living in sin, and you continue doing the other things that were not of God. And I would say this: I would say at 19, when I really started getting the concept of trying to live for God and trying to do the things that I needed to do. And then as we got older, we finally started really learning how to continue to incorporate the life of Christ. This lifestyle is not hard. I was saying before, we make it hard, we make it uneasy. By the extra things that we start doing like that we don't need to be doing, we make it hard. As you see with us, we're a living testament of that, because we continue living our daily life, we enjoying one another, and we won't have to be out there in the clubs and doing those other things with everybody else, because that's just not what's in us to do anymore. And my pastor told me about this. You said you mentioned the 3 legs. Well, my pastor told me about the triangle. Right,
I heard that one too before.
You have God, you have God at the top, and then you have the husband and the wife. As a husband and wife get closer to one another, and as they go up in the pyramid, who are they getting closer to? Exactly. So if both the husband and wife are on par with God, and they're strengthening their relationship together as they get closer to God and strengthening their relationship with them and God, man, you can't lose. You can't lose.
It's a winning formula.
Winning formula. So I brought up the communication, the taking time out for one another, and you can't forget having God in it. Having God in it, and that's just how things is going to move so much more smoothly as you continue. And just because you think you have the formula, it's going to always be some trials and tribulations in between that's going to continue fighting that what y'all trying to do. So understand this: it's not going to be easy. It's not going, okay, we're married, we're doing these things, we're living the life of Christ, and we're trying to keep on track. It's not going to be easy. You're still going to have those constant attacks. It's going to be attacking your marriages. And because the enemy doesn't want, the husband to be in the household. He doesn't want the marriages to be, tight and full of love. He wants to have confusion. He wants to destroy. That's what he comes to do, to kill, steal, and destroy. And we want to continue to bind him out of our lives, and we want to pull more from God, and that's how it has to be. So it's not going to be a cakewalk. It never is.
I would even almost veer to say that it's almost impossible in today's age to do it without God.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's crazy out here. Like it's like
the word, we call it the world of normalizing everything. Yep. That's what they want to normalize everything. Yep. So you got to have God in it, man. You can't do it without him. And not today, not tomorrow, not ever.
Yeah.
But man, I really enjoyed this session with you, man. And I want us to keep this going. I want us to keep, we talking about, our everyday life and continue sharing about the things that we love watching, which is sports, and tying it into, our relationship with God. And we want to continue doing that. We want to continue moving forward with this show. And I think we're gonna be doing big things here.
Yeah. And I think at some point here soon we're gonna incorporate our wives. I know our wife has a lot to say. She has a lot of
oh yeah,
she got a lot of wisdom on her. So
yeah, she's gonna be the moderator. We're gonna get her in here to be the moderator because she's gonna be able to get us reset the certain things and stuff. So right now I'm moderating for her. So, but like I said, it's gonna grow as the community grows. For Faith Talk, we're gonna continue rocking it out for you guys and continue bringing God in it. So as of now, we're gonna be signing off. Again, it's Faith Talk. Y'all stay blessed.